and my in-laws that we had to get married on a Sunday because I wanted to play club cricket on the Saturday. It didn't go down well. Defending, push back to the bowler. Club cricket.
And go and obviously go to the club rooms afterwards because that's why you play club cricket.
Exactly. Prioritise club cricket over the wedding. I think the message finished. Didn't care. I got a fifer. It's all that matters. Very wide of off stump, spinning further away, left alone.
So that was the highlight of the weekend then, was the fact that he got a fifer on the Saturday.
Not married.
But I
priorities.
Guess if you're in that situation, right, you've gone, I'm too deep as his wife because everyone's ready to go for this wedding. If I say no now, if I pull out now.
But she's going to finish the over with a good delivery on off stump, push by Ravindra, no run.
Imagine, I pull out now. Everyone's there for, at least I'll have a great party, and then obviously let's give 6 months until the divorce papers come. And have you ever seen, you get reasons for divorce? What is it? Oh no, I'm going to get the word wrong here.
Do you want to write it down?
No.
Dunedin education. Here we go, Dunedin education.
I go to the school of David Bain. I mean Daniel Loader. Oh, no, both of them.
Both. Go with Daniel Loader.
What's the word?
Well,
it starts with an I.
You're not erect. Feeding her. Half fully on the pads. Irreconcilable.
That's it. Irreconcilable.
Yeah. Harmy, the linguist out the back, had that.
I see. I don't know why I was looking at you, Harmy, in the back for that. Sorry, mate. When sometimes there goes to familiarity and it's you at the back. So
220 for 3. There is cricket going on. Don't worry about that. New Zealand well and truly on top. The lead is 424. Bethel continues. Williamson dancing down the wicket, lofting straight down the ground for 6. A 33rd Test match 100. The little maestro loves this venue. It is his 7th at Seddon Park, a 5th Test match 100 against England. They're all on their feet.
He is the heartbeat of this New Zealand batting side, isn't he? It's his 5th Test in a row at Hamilton where he scored 100. He loves this ground, averages over 95 here. You sense in the last 20-odd runs it's been a build-up of pressure. He's increased his impetus out in the middle. Some half opportunities, but a glorious shot down the ground to bring up the 3 figures. Arthur Hamilton is here because he is a local boy, he's an ND boy. He's someone that you absolutely cherish watching.
Bethel bowls, he defends to the onside, just forward of square. 100 with 14 fours, 1-6 of 137 balls. Striking at 72. Very good scoring rate with minimum of fuss. And he's got the start and gone on. And he wants more. Dances down the wicket, hits powerfully just to the right of Bethel, who reacted quickly. He's good in the field, Bethel. Moved swiftly to his right, but the ball was just past him. And out of the fence for 4, straight back past the bowler, and the umpire has to get out of the way in New Zealand. Scoring much more quickly now. 230 for 3. The lead is 4-3-4. 100-run partnership, just like that, off 102, off 168 balls, Katie.
You just get a sense now that they're looking to try and target Bethel. They bash him out of the crease, and it means it brings another pace bowler back, the tiring pace attack as well. New Zealand 434 in front. We said they want probably at least 500. I think it'll be more north of that as well.
Quicker through the air, angled in towards leg stump, just turned around the corner to fine leg. A run takes Williamson to 105.
When you think about Kane Williamson, you probably grew up in the era of Martin Crowe, arguably New Zealand's greatest ever batter, and we've been fortunate now to see once-in-a-generation player in terms of Kane Williamson. And as a player, when you get to play with those guys, the once-in-a-generation players, those that are always just the echelon above anybody else, the greats of the game, it just helps you so much as a player.
Bethel over the wicket to Ravindra. Plenty of bottom hand as he drives powerfully through cover for a single 232 for the loss of 3. Well, I don't think there's much argument now if you're just looking at sheer numbers. Weight of runs over a long period of time, 33 test hundreds. Like, look, he's going to end up with 10,000 test runs if he wants to carry on. Of course, New Zealand don't play a lot, and I know you and Manners are talking about 5 tests in the next year. There could be 7. I know New Zealand cricket's working on getting another 2-match series away from home, but he's turned down a central contract. Kane Williamson, he'll pick and choose when he plays in T20. We just don't know how much he's going to play. But if you told me a New Zealander would get anywhere near that number when I was young, pushed into the cover region, no run, no, that stuck it across to his right, he fields. I told you you're bonkers. Mad.
I did actually get asked this question the other day
It's the end of the over.
If I thought Kane Williamson would retire, and I said, well, why would he retire? To think that he's got to, like every Kiwi's dream is to be able to not just only play at Lords, which he'll get the opportunity to do so in a couple of years, but also in Australia.
4 tests.
So, and that is massive. Like a Boxing Day test is on so many players' bucket lists. And
he was captain of the last
yep.
tour where there was high expectations and New Zealand faltered badly. Surely that might be in his mind. Here's the chance for me to atone. Don't have the pressure of being captain.
Agreed. And I think it would surprise me if New Zealand did look at selecting him for the T20 internationals. We saw the T20 men's T20 World Cup in America and the West Indies, and how much they struggled there, and whether they'll look to continue just to refresh that side.
Bashir continuing his 15th over, beating Ravindra through the air as he's dancing down the wicket, but Ravindra has such great reaction. He sort of hesitates, waits, lets the ball pitch, plays with the spin, punching through point for a single. 233 for the loss of 3. Didn't get picked up on the IPL, did he? So he's sort of missing out maybe on those.
He's in the SA20,
he's
isn't
going
he?
to South Africa.
So that's a big reason why he also turned down a New Zealand cricket contract. So he'll be there in terms of that. And then I think he's playing county cricket, is he, next year?
Because his strike rate in T20 has been sort of tracking backwards in an age where teams looking for 160, 180, aren't they, as far as strike rates? 233 for 3. He defends from the crease, straight back to the bowler, but 33 test hundreds. And Gary will point this out. England were very lucky in Christchurch. Over the last few years, his conversion rate, after he gets past 50, is staggering. So to see him not reach 100 after getting 50 twice in the same game, so unusual. He is just a machine. The serene one turns another one through the onside for a single, 234 for 3. The lead is 438.
I mentioned on there yesterday about Will Young and the fact that I think he's passed 50 11 times, still yet to get 100. And Stephen Fleming, he had a few struggles in terms of conversion rates, and people sort of said, well, what is the difference in terms of why you can't?
Ravindra's beaten through the air once more. Good bowling this. No chance to score. He has to just reach for the ball wide of off stump to stop a stumping. Excellent bowling.
Stephen Fleming, I think it took him something like 23 innings before he got his first 100, and then he got 8 or 9 since that point in time. But he said he didn't score them at domestic cricket, so he didn't have that experience.
Quicker, wider of off stump. Then you add into the Stephen Fleming element. How many of those hundreds were doubles?
274 against Sri Lanka.
He got 3, I think. It's like, how could you not convert? But when you get to 100, you get to 200. Cricket, wonderful sport, isn't it? We love that. Slower through the air, wider of off stump, but the length is the problem here. Just missed, and rocking back and smashing through to Ahmed, who's on the boundary. That's the end of the over. You're listening to live and exclusive coverage of New Zealand versus England, the third test from Hamilton, day number 3. New Zealand have taken their score from 100, what were they overnight? 136 for 3. They've added 99 runs. Kane Williamson has gone past 100, his 33rd test match 100. As John Norman's going to jump in alongside.
Yeah. 10 बंदा देते हुए तेने बाजड़ जानवरे मैं तो नहीं किधर कौन सोचूं
206 for the loss of 3. Here's a sweep, very fine, by Williamson. He's got at least a couple. Wait, there is the call from Williamson. He moves to 93.
I read something somewhere that Cass had bowled 151 overs in the last couple of months, which probably is now up to probably 160, and it's the most that he has bowled in his domestic season. He had obviously some time away in terms of being suspended, but again, you can just see him out there. He was cramping on day one, and it is a big workload. The humidity here as well can take it out of you.
Around the wicket bowling to Williamson, into his pads. He sweeps away down towards Crawley. And and an all from the bowler, and right off the middle of the bat. So Williamson moves to one more than he made in the first innings in Christchurch. Now 94 off 136 balls, 209 for the loss of 3. And just a little bit more edge after seeing Ben Stokes leave the field, if you're just tuning in. After bowling to Ravindra, pulled up lane. Left hamstring, it did look like, and he just walked straight off the field, and his face like thunder. But wider of the crease from over the wicket, Ravindra comfortably forward, driving through the offside for a single. He's up to 31, 210 for the loss of 3. The game was sort of, New Zealand grinding them into the ground. The game was sort of drifting along. I'm sure you've all been talking nonsense here. We're having great fun on Sport Nation, the New Zealand radio. That's the end of the over. We got a very odd message into our studio.
Yeah, what was it? I didn't know that you actually had talk back through. That's great.
No, just people sort of message.
Yeah, right, okay.
Message in. And I think his name was Keith. Had a message for Smithy.
Was this a legitimate Keith or a made-up Keith?
Well, no. We tracked the number. He calls himself Keith anyway.
Yep.
I can't verify that. But he said to Smithy, here's a bit of trivia for you, Smithy. On the day you scored your first Test 100, which was against England at Eden Park, don't ask me for the year, but I think it was in black and white. I was having my wedding day.
Yeah.
And I made the wedding party stop having the photos to turn on the television to watch you get your 100.
Wow.